Good day, everybody. Brian here again from quantlabsnet.com. I want to say thank you for anybody who just joined the YouTube channel. We did get a pretty decent viewership on a video on the $750,000 quant job. Thanks for joining. For anyone thanking for joining my email list as well. One thing I want to put out there as a survey. I'm going to put the link in the in the video description, and I've got a survey. I'm thinking of starting a HFT quant trading market, whatever call it, a newsletter, very affordable. So I'm running a survey right now. If you could help me fill that out, I might actually put it on my YouTube community. But if you can fill it out, it's very simple. You don't need to register or anything. Just ask, answer a couple questions here and there. And that's pretty well it. Thank you for that. All right, so let's go over to this news item. Again, thanks to my source who sends these amazing news tips from eFinancial Careers, which it seems are pretty popular. This one is now talking about the best university for developer jobs at Citadel and Jane Street. So go figure, a Canadian school. Yes, I know about this Canadian school. 2 hours from where I'm located, Toronto, Waterloo University, and they probably have one of the best, at least in Canada, as far as I know. Back in the day, in the '90s, when I even went out looking for recent graduates at the school, back in the mid '90s, recruiting for people coming out of University of Waterloo in their computer science program. One of probably at the time one of the best, maybe one of the other ones. One of the other employers I worked at, they paid about 30,000, no, maybe 10 or 15,000 to interns to work at CPPIB, Canada Pension Plan Investment Board. They only pretty well hired and recruited uh, from Waterloo. They were paid good money, and these are summer interns. And again, coming out of Waterloo University, but that was maybe during the Great Financial Crisis. Anyway, so here we are. So we know about the HFT firms, the trading firms, very selective. We know there is a ranking put out there from quantnet.com. I'm not sure where they rank Waterloo, but they do this. And yeah, for financial quant development rules, this university stands out and has some unusual quirks. So again, based in the Canadian city, Waterloo, Kitchener-Waterloo. So Citadel, Jane Street usually go after their alumni. In the engineering rules, I'm assuming that's going to be software engineering, math, uh, computer science, and the like, because it is a good program. And the day it was, and again, I don't know currently where it's at, but obviously it's got to be pretty good to capture this kind of interest. So, despite being the 150 and 15th ranked university globally to QS, uh, regular ranking between 20 and 30 for the computer science specifically. So Waterloo's edge isn't necessarily in its teaching, but co-op program that requires students to participate in 6 internships before they graduate. As I said, I know where I work as a subcontractor at CPBIB, this would want to be one of the places you would go, and that's pretty well one of the largest investment boards in Canada because it's a Canadian pension plan. And the program provides internships for big tech and fintech like Stripe. The co-op programs are 5 years to allow for extra time to complete all 6. Aren't always the major or prestigious firms. I beg to differ on that, but I don't know. I don't know what's currently the state of affairs there. Because you get so many, you can grow your experience at small firms and still apply for big names further into your course. So, um, they have good things to say about the teaching. One who in turn worked at top quant firms, practical courses like object-oriented C programming, where you learn C++ quite deeply. And that's a place you want to be at, is in the internships. in these programs at the universities so that you can really get a feel of how these quant firms work. Obviously, they're not going to give you the secret sauce stuff, but you'll get exposed to enough and get to know the people over those few months that you're there and really build connections, strong connections. And that's kind of what it's about, to build that network of outside of academia to get involved here. Also, you'll be exposed diversely to Python and Java, which those are the trilogy of the languages. R's more academia, but definitely C++, definitely Python. And I've seen a couple of jobs, very good paying jobs in Java as well. School's advanced math classes like combinators, combinatorics is why I don't deserve to be at Waterloo, are also thought to be especially good. Now, I also know about the program itself. You can see here you get courses on computer graphics, compilers. This is a big one for HFT. If you can build out your own compiler, you're doing all right. And another one is real-time operating systems. Now that would come to mind. I don't know if they would consider a BSD as well, like a free BSD or NetBSD as well, because that's really low-level programming. And I mean, let's face it, if you're a fan of Mac OS, that's where Mac OS evolved from. So this is a recent guy, Rudy Chen, graduated from Jane Street, intern at Jane Street, and said on core, a particular reputation requires a significant amount of programming maturity. And again, I would assume that is a big thing a lot of firms are also looking for. So he graduated in 2017. Firms that the big three is still highly regarded. Also, they accept a large volume of students. 26,000 students have participated in the co-op program. That's mind-boggling. But a lot of the employers, maybe in Canada for sure, will go most likely to Waterloo. I could vouch for that. The moniker MIT of the North, Waterloo alumni on job forum blind. So the average student cannot compete with the average at MIT. Yeah, I mean, MIT is another top school. Was a Domeyard. That hedge fund came out of all the MIT graduates came out of MIT, the founders. So there's a lot of probably business in MIT as well. So things there are strong. You only hear about the good ones. Citadel Securities says it's school agnostic. I find that hard to believe when recruiting. So just being in the program isn't enough. You have to be the best. Okay, I take that back. Yeah, you know, I've heard in Citadel what they do is they'll go to Hong Kong, do competitions with people in Hong Kong. I guess mainland Chinese as well. They'll be given tests online, or sorry, in this facility for a couple of days, so that it's like a competition where they become the best of the best for an internship at Citadel, and maybe it's in Citadel, Hong Kong, I don't know. But yeah, you coming out of Citadel with an internship, people will want you because Citadel and Jane Street, from what I understand, are very um, lucrative. Like it's a huge thing on your resume. Waterloo and finance range from the seniors to the bizarre. Ex Morgan Stanley algorithmic Keith Wincliffe, now at Quadrature, was a Waterloo PhD mathematician. Felix Ophelia Buchholz, Tower Research quant, who died in a shootout on the Canadian border last month. I don't know anything about that. But this firm is an interesting firm, Quadrature. We have talked about this from the same source, sent me this sometime last year. Here we got oh boy. Anyways, uh, so this is a big deal. Why Quadrature? Now, I don't know if they're profitable. I hear yes and no. I don't know. They've been laying people off. But here, this firm, let's see if we can find it. So, anyways, yeah, right here. This is what I want you to be aware of. Okay. This is amazing. I've never seen this kind of salary. We talked about a $750,000 uh, salary for this type of. But this is the mind blowing one. Undisputed realities are recorded in accounts filed with company's house. Last year, Quadrature Capital hit its average UK employee 2.46 million pounds. 2.6, 2.46 million pounds, which was generous from a peak of 3.6 million in 2022. Even at that, it's just mind-boggling. Um, so the founders, Craig Skinner and Sunil Setia, received salaries combined of 56 million. I put out a blog post about the London real estate market. Currently, this is who's buying up the 20, $30 million properties. And then they have a climate foundation, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I just want you to know about that. It paid, okay, so it has 14 employees, paid out 293,000 K each. Anyways, I'm not going to get in that, but it's a small firm, but that just goes to show you the kind of salaries these places pay. On top of that, why it's so probably few is because they're using a lot of AI as well. I'll talk about that. One thing I'll talk about AI generally as well. With that video I put out on $750,000 job in New York, I went out and did some digging with AI, and it claimed that there are jobs when you stay in these firms, you move up into management, you're getting into the upper range of 2 to 3 million in more senior roles, maybe even management and higher. So if you get founders paying, I guess, paying themselves at 56 million a year, I mean, this is more than all-star athletes being paid that kind of money. All right, so Waterloo is one place to go. But again, we're going to have a webinar on that tonight to expand on this. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. And again, sorry about all this. Cool. Uh, one thing, if you want to know what I'm doing, as I said, I'm planning to do this HFT kind of newsletter, high frequency trading. Also, if you go to Quant Labs Net, which is my site, go to the Learn tab here at the top. You'll get yourself an ebook on C++ and HFT. And I've got two older algo trading books as well available for free. So you get that. And on top of that, I'm going to have a link in the description where you can actually fill out a form, and you'll be able to talk to me on whatever platform you want, Messenger, WhatsApp, or whatever, Telegram, and that as well. So I'll put that in the link. So I encourage you to do that as well. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good day.